tao, Mr. President, may problema na siguro, kaya ganun. So the question is the observation valid, Mr. President? Interventions. Nauuna na po rito yung 4Ps, which is at least more than one half of the entire total of 212.5 billion. Meron silang social pension, which is 58 billion, protective services, 27 billion, supplementary feeding, 6.6, sustainable livelihood program, 6.1, and so on and so forth. Mr. President, ang total nga po is 212.5 billion pesos. The sad thing here, Mr. President, as may be shown by the questions propounded by the earlier speakers, meron pong mga skepticism, merong pagdududa kung talagang etong maraming interventions na ito ay talagang nakatutugon dun sa mga tinatarget na mga focus areas or persons. Wala nga po tayong datos, even monitoring per admission, as I heard this afternoon, kung talagang nagkakatapat-tapat talaga, yung nag-o-overlap, lalong-lalo na sa pagbibigay. Talaga po bang naibibigay lahat sa target groups? Nakita ko po kanina sa pagtatanong, talaga namang totohanan pagka medyo may politika, talagang mas marami yung AICs at saka iba pang mga interventions. As a matter of fact, Mr. President, itong 12 interventions na to ay meron pang iba na hindi siguro nalista rito katulad nung Lawa Binhi na kanilang tinutupad at itinataguyod. Without belittling the activities, Mr. President, or the efforts expended by the DSWD, sapagkat kilala ko po yung secretary, isa po yan sa aking pinakamatalik na kaibigan nung ako po ay nasa House of Representatives. At hanggang ngayon po, kagaya rin ni Boyeng Remulla, kaibigan ko rin po yan. Kaya lang as maputi lamang po si Secretary Gatchalian. Mr. President, ganito ko po sinimulan ang aking premise dahil sa ako po ay may pagdududa rin kung talagang napupunta sa lahat ng mga targeted individuals or groups itong napakarami pong interventions na kung talagang natugunan lahat, hindi po sana magkakaroon ng mga surveys na kagaya po ng babanggitin ko sa inyo. Halimbawa, Mr. President, noong 2022, ang sabi po sa mga surveys, yung pong nagsabing sila po ay kasama sa mga mahihirap na pamilya ay 48%. Sa mga tweet, halos kalahati po ng pamilyang Pilipino ang nagsabi, kami po ay mahirap. 2023, Mr. President, ganun din po 48% ang nasasabi sa survey. Noong 2024, last year, Mr. President, 57% pa nga po. At ngayon po, September 2025, hindi pa po natatapos ang taon, nasa 50% na po nagsasabi na kami po ay mahirap. Katumbas po halos, Mr. President, ng 14.2 million families. If we assume, Mr. President, that each family is comprised of about 5 members, this is easily between 25 to 30 million poor Filipinos telling themselves that up to now we're still poor. So, sabi ko nga po, hindi ko po kinu-question ang validity po ng lahat ng mga interventions na ito at lalong hindi ko po kinu-question ang nobility and even the efforts na ginagawa po ng Department of Social Welfare. Pero kung totoo pong ganun nga ang ating pinagsisikapang puntahan, napakarami po nito. Halos ito po ay 12 pantulong socio-economic programs. Bakit ganito po ang hinaing ng ating mga kababayan hanggang ngayon? Halos kalahati ng pamilyang Pilipino ay hirap pa rin. So ibig sabihin po, Mr. President, talaga pong dapat merong siya sa atin. Dapat siguro ay i-review nating mabuti kung saan sumasablay, kung nasaan ang problema, Mr. President. Tama po ba yung assumption ng representasyong ito, Mr. President?
So His Honor's question is, why does the Secretary believe that marami pa ring mahirap kahit na marami tayong programa? Yun ho ba ang tanong?
It was not the Secretary's assessment, Mr. President. The SWS surveys and the other surveys are the ones assessing the economic plight of our people
Yes.
from 2022
Yes,
up to
but
this year.
what is the question with regards to that survey?
The question is, may tama po ba na may sablay o may maaring may dapat pang gawin kung po pwede i-revolutionize
Ito na nga.
itong mga interventions na ito para sa ganun
Which is the most?
ay hindi po ganito ang naririnig natin na hinaing ng ating mga kababayan. Hindi po maliit na bilang ito. 48 to 57% is not a small number. This constitutes, Mr. President, 14.2 million families. At ito pa po ang masakit, Mr. President. March 2025, 27.2 of our people are complaining of involuntary hunger. Ito po yung pinakamasakit siguro. Yung involuntary hunger, Mr. President, gustong kumain ng isang tao, pero wala siyang makain talaga. Ito ang kaawa-awa po na kalagayan ng isang mamamayan na gusto niyang kumain. Sapagkat talaga pong dapat tayong kumain para mabuhay. Hindi po tayo nabubuhay para kumain. Kailangan po tayong kumain para mabuhay. Kung wala po tayong makakain, mahirap po. 22 to 27%, Mr. President. This constitutes about 7.5 million households. Malaking bilang po ito. Kaya with this assessment of surveys, Mr. President, and considering that we have more than 12 interventions focused and targeting the impoverished, the downtrodden, the marginalized people, pero patuloy pa silang humihibik, patuloy pa silang napapasaklolo. Stunting is only one of those extensively discussed today. Pero ang pinag-uusapan po doon ay hindi lang pinagugatan noon ay dahil isang bagay lang. Hindi pa napapanganak yung tao, Mr. President, may problema na siguro, kaya ganun ang pangyayari. Kaya kahit na po sabihin nating 1,000 days or even 365 days sa umpisa, may problema pa rin po because the structure ay hindi natin na-address. Yun po yung nakikita ko na ipinahayag ng mga statistics, Mr. President. So the question is the observation valid, Mr. President?
The observation that was shared by His Honor is something that has been brought to the attention of the Secretary, and precisely why in the previous interpellation, they have pointed out that upon the instructions of the President, they're commissioning a study to see which of these intervention address poverty the most effectively. So I believe in a nutshell that captures His Honor's concern kasi sabi ng ating kasamahan, sa dami-dami ng program, bakit ganito pa rin ang pakiramdam ng mga Pilipino? So the best thing to do is to conduct this study to find out which programs are effective and which programs are not effective. In the earlier interpellation with Senator Alan, I also pointed out that I personally believe that some of these programs may be very effective, but lack of funding may not give the results, the desired results. So we can also look at increasing the funding for these programs. And I'm specifically referring to the 1,000 days kasi ang intervention doon is just 350 pesos. So kung buntis ka, hindi naman baby yung pinapakain mo, nanay ang kakain nun. So 350 pesos a month is 10 pesos additional a day. And we all know that that is not a huge amount. So for this representation, that could be an effective intervention. And then regarding His Honor's data on involuntary hunger, that is also very valid. But the DSWD also launched a program, yung Walang Gutom, and from there they saw a drop of about 4% of those who consider themselves hungry versus not hungry. 4% ang drop. It's still a long way to go. It's not, our work shouldn't stop there, but it seems that itong Walang Gutom project is somehow effective. Mas malaki din yung amount nito, it's 3,000 pesos. Yeah, and the family can purchase the exact food that they need. So let's say may taniman naman sila, hindi naman nila kailangan yung ganitong klase, then bibili nila yung kailangan nila na pagkain.
Maybe the programs, Mr. President, are valid. Maybe they are good. As a matter of fact, they were well taught by the SWD. The problem, I think, lies in the implementation. Katulad po nung AX noon, napasama ako dyan sapagkat ako'y nasa House of Representatives. Kapag ikaw po ay sumama doon sa grupo ng mga House of Representative members, sumama ka halimbawa, nagpunta sila sa Visayas or in Mindanao, yung presence mo lang will entitle you to, meron po siyang sinasabing 777. So meron kang 7 million tupad, meron kang 7 million AIX, meron kang 7 million MAIF. Ako po nagkataong nakasama sa isa lang, ngunit tayo ko na po sumama sa iba. Kaya lang naman ako nakasama doon sa isa dahil meron po akong pupuntahan sa Tagum nung panahon na yon. Kaya sinadya ko na rin sumama sa kanila sapagkat nandun na rin ako. Ngunit hindi ko po alam kung nakakuha rin ako ng 777. So yun po ay isang example, isang halimbawa. Ngunit isang napakasamang halimbawa. Dahil hindi po talaga doon pinamimigay yun eh. Kalipunan ng maraming tao para lang makita nila na kampanya po kasi. Tama po yung mga naunang tanong kanina. Hindi natin malaman kung talagang napupunta sa mga tao yung nilalayon ng bawat programa na nakalinya. Napakarami po nito. At lalong hindi po natin namomonitor, Mr. President, ano ba yung kaibahan kung halimbawa? Sa 12 ito na intervention halimbawa, ilan po kaya ang pangkaraniwan ang natatanggap ng isang targeted person? Sa marginalized po kasi ito eh. At paano nabago ang kanyang buhay? Ito po yung kahit kailan ay hindi ko pa po nakita na halimbawa na-report ng kaukulang mga ahensya, hindi lamang po ang DSWD. Ipaghalimbawa po natin, Mr. President, yung 4Ps. 4Ps, Mr. President, was initiated as a program in 2008. It was institutionalized through the enactment of Republic Act 11310. Ibig sabihin po, Mr. President, from 2008 hanggang ngayon, 2025, 17 taon na po ang nakararaan. So, yun lamang pong katawagan, Pantawid program, Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program for Peace. Medyo kinakabahan na po ako rin, Mr. President. Naitawid mo lang eh. Paano pagkatawid niya, Mr. President, nakakita ng multo? Pinakamarami rin, babalik yun sa takot eh. Ghost project ang nakita niyo. Paano siya makakapagpatuloy para lumakad nang mayroong kumpiyansa sa kanyang kinabukasan? Yun po yung pinoproblema eh, Mr. President. Kaya po kanina ay nagtatanong ang marami, paano kaya natin re-reviewin to? Kaya meron ba tayong mas mabisang kaparaanan na pwede nating subukan? Para sa ganun ay malaman naman natin kaysa ipagpatuloy natin ang napakaraming mga intervention sa matagal na panahon, ngunit patuloy pa rin nagsasabi ang mga kababayan natin, nakaranas po ako ng involuntary hunger. Ang tingin po sa sarili ko ay mahirap pa rin ako. Hanggang ngayon eh. Mr. President, sangayon po sa World Bank, ang China po, this is a World Bank report. Ang China po, Mr. President, was able to lift or liberate 800 million poor Chinese from 1978 to 2018, or a period of 40 years. Ang ibig sabihin po noon, Mr. President, China was able to liberate an average of 19 million poor Chinese people per year. 19 million impoverished Chinese people were liberated. Ito po yung report ng China. Nung tinignan ko po, there are two pillars of approach na ginamit ng China. Ang isa po ay to open new economic opportunities and raise average incomes. Kapag wala pong economic opportunities talaga, and you are unable to raise the income of an average family, lalo na po yung mga impoverished and marginalized, kahit anong gawin mong intervention, hindi mo talaga sila maliliberate. Ang pangalawa po nila, yung recognition that targeted support was needed to alleviate persistent poverty. Ito po ngayon ang ginagawa ng DSWD. Yung targeted intervention lang. Kasi po yung sinasabi nila, areas disadvantaged by geography and lack of opportunity, and later on, targeting individual households. So bago po nila ginawa yon, talagang China was able to raise the average income of their poor families. Without which, yung intervention hindi nila magagawa. And then in 2021, President Xi Jinping, Mr. President, also declared that China has achieved another miracle of eradicating extreme poverty in their country over an 8-year period. So ibig sabihin, 2021, sinabi niya, 100 million people have been lifted out of poverty. 8 years lang po ang ginamit niya, Mr. President, or an average of 25 million poor Chinese. Doon po sa report ng World Bank, 19 million poor Chinese. Bakit ko po dinidistingue ito, Mr. President? And I can even emphasize the importance of this. Kasi po, kung 19 million poor Chinese po ang na-liberate, napag-graduate ng China, magagawa rin po natin eh. Kasi tingnan po natin, Mr. President, ang poverty incidence rate po natin in 2024 is 15.5%. That comprises 17.5 million poor families. 17.5. Ginamit po natin na base 112 million Filipinos in 2024. Sabi po ng Population Commission, today, 2025, estimated population of our country is 114 million Filipinos. So applying the poverty incidence rate of 15.5%, that will be 17.17 million Filipinos. Kung gagawin po natin ang ginawa ng China, Mr. President, we can wipe out poverty in this country in 1 year. Why? 19 million poor Chinese po ang nag-graduate nila eh. Eh, ang mahirap lang natin is 17.7 million, assuming that this is correct. Why don't we do a Chinese miracle? Kesa naman sa, ang poor peace po, 17 years na po eh. Pumasok po ako sa Congress, House of Representatives in 2004. 4 years later, doon ko po nakita ang poor peace, 2008. Hanggang sa mag-graduate po ako, hanggang ngayon we're still struggling and grappling about the ways we can help our people, especially the marginalized ones. Tama po ba na gamitin kong halimbawa ang China, Mr. President?
Maganda hong tanong yon kasi nag-compute din po ako. Gusto ko rin naman ho na ma-eradicate yung 17.7 million Filipinos natin living in poverty. Pag ginamit ho natin yung model ng China, talagang kaya ho yun. But our population is not 1 billion. Our population is 112 million. So if you look at that ratio, what China was able to achieve, and I just randomly pulled out a number of 1 billion yung population nila within the earlier time frame that His Honor gave, 1978 to 2018. In the early years, it was 1 billion. Later on, it increased to 1.43 billion. Less than 2% po ang 19 million per year. It's great. It's great. It's nice to have a target, but I don't know if we can actually say that their program was better than ours kasi magaganda din naman ho yung achievement natin. Not in any way to say that this is enough. There is so much more we need to do. Even the Secretary acknowledges that. Pero ito naman po ang tingnan natin na accomplishment po ng 4Ps. 1.44 million household exited from 2022 to 2025. Ibig sabihin, naka-achieve na sila ng self-sufficiency kasi the intervention of 4Ps was to change behavior, to make the parents raise their child in a healthy environment, going to the health center and going to school. So 1.44 million naman ang napa-exit natin. So I would say that's about 1.27% of our population. 12.21 million ang elementary graduates po natin dito. So malaking percentage din yan. 4.55 million ang high school graduates. 39.88,000 board examination passers and 116 top-notchers. Ito po yung mga pamilya na walang college, walang nakatungtong sa college. So for me to see this, tumataas po yung balahibo ko na kahit papano nakapag-graduate hindi lang ng high school pero pumasok pa sa mga course na may board exam at may nag-top notcher pa. And then 2.44 million have graduated to the Sustainable Livelihood Program na ito ay kadikit ng 4Ps para matuloy-tuloy nila yung good habits na inumpisahan nila at may kabuhayan na sila ngayon. So I would say, Mr. President, there's much more that we can achieve. Sana mas maganda pa yung mga numbers. The good news is I think we have a team here headed by the Secretary that, is not settling for these numbers. They want to achieve more. And that is why they have a study that I had already mentioned a couple of times that will help them determine which are the most effective programs or which programs in combination. The 4Ps, they also have validation of this program, that this program is effective, pero gusto pa nilang malaman na ano pa bang pwedeng improve pa. What programs should be eliminated, what programs can be combined for the most efficient use of funds to address the needs of these poorest of the poor, Mr. President. So short answer to your question, maganda talaga yung model ng China. I think we can do our part in trying to have that target of alleviating these people out of poverty. Pero tingin ko maganda rin yung mga nakita nating data kasi we can also see what happened to them, what happened to the children who fall under those programs.
Yes, Mr. President, as I have said there is no way to belittle the efforts of DSWD. I think we can thank them for what they are doing for our people. They've been there for quite some time, and they're everywhere whenever the services are needed. Ang sinasabi ko lamang, Mr. President, is the China model is something that we should also take advantage of. Ma-review man lang natin. Kasi yung una po nilang ginawa ay to raise the average income of their poor people. Ibig sabihin, kapag hindi po natin nagagawa, no matter how much intervention we can do or we will do for them, hindi rin siya magiging sapat or significant para sa ganon ay makabawi sila talaga ng lubos-lubusan. Kaya nga po yung approach ng China from 800 million in 40 years, that's an average of 19 million Chinese liberated from poverty. Sana magawa natin yon kung halimbawa makuha natin yung sinasabi nilang economic opportunity that can eventually raise the incomes of these marginalized Filipinos, talagang yung pantulong na lang na interventions, yung makakabawi silang talaga. But until and unless we're able to raise their plight, their economic plight, to the extent that they are able to get an income na makakasapat po sa kanilang pangangailangan, kahit ano pong intervention ng gawin natin. Ito po yung nakita ko sa Chinese model. Kaya po, pupunta po ako sa aking pangalawang suggestion. During the briefing of the Department of Finance, Mr. President, naimungkahi ko po na pwede siguro nating pag-aralan. Let's do away with all these subsidies. Nung briefing na yun, Mr. President, I was using the example of the 2025 budget where I was able to compute subsidies coming from, let's say, AIX, TUPAD, MAIP, PORPIS, etc. I was able to compute the sum total of 194 billion pesos. Parang kapareho din po ngayon, Mr. President, kung titingnan po ninyo yung 12 interventions hanggang dun sa pang-8, yung walang gutom 2027, 194 billion pesos na po yun eh. At ang total, kagaya nga ng aking nabanggit na 212 billion pesos. In that briefing, Mr. President, hypothetically, sinabi ko, if we can eliminate the subsidies, palitan na lang natin ng isang proposition like all households consuming 200 kilowatt hours per month. Ilibre na natin yon. Kinukwento ko po, Mr. President, yung pong 200 mga families na nagkukonsumo ng 200, average of 200 kilowatts per hour pababa. Nandyan po yung pinakamahirap. Easily you can establish 4.5 million families there. Kapag ganun po yung approach na ginawa natin, depending on the price of electricity, let's say between let's say 10 to 12 or even 15 pesos per kilowatt hour, like in most electric cooperatives in our country. Palagay ko, ang magagasta lang ng gobyerno is between 100 to 120 billion pesos. What is the advantage, Mr. President? The advantage is dire-diretso po sa kanila. Walang corruption. Walang namimili lang. Hindi politiko yung pupunta ron. Hindi yung pasikat lang siya. Dito po, dire-diretso. Let's say, 2,500 ang natipid niya sa kanyang kuryente because it is a subsidy. Sa kanya po yun. Bahala na po siya ngayon magpundar ng pangangailangan ng kanyang pamilya. Hindi kagaya ngayon po, napakaraming intervention. Maring po, nagkakadoble-doble. Yung iba hindi natin na monitor. Yung iba napupunta kung saan lang. Ito po, dire-diretso sa household. So, less corruption, walang pasikat. Baka po masatisfy natin the first component of the Chinese model, yung sinasabi niyang economic intervention that will, to the extent of raising the family income. Ito po kasi 2,500, palagay mo. Ang laking bagay po nun sa individual household, yung mahihirap po talaga. Yun po sana yung gusto kong i-propose at maaaring hindi natin magawa ngayon, but we should be able to maybe study it further, Mr. President. Kasi po, initially, sabi sa akin ni Secretary Recto, I can recall him. Nung sinabi ko po sa kanya, nakangiti siya, masaya ang kanyang muka. Sabi ko, Mr. Secretary, mukhang hindi ka kukontra, sabi. Sabi niya, hindi ko kukontrahin yan, parang maganda. Gusto mo, dagdagan ko pa eh. So, there are some merits in this kind of proposition. Kasi dito po sa maraming interventions, napakahirap pong mag-monitor talaga. And I think even the Secretary, siguro halos hindi na natutulog para lamang makita niya talaga ng lahat ng ito ay napupunta sa dapat mapuntahan. At makita niya rin na nagkakaroon ng bunga yung kinapuntahan ng mga pera and services and interventions na nababanggit lahat dito. So dire-diretso po sa pamilya. Wala pong corruption yun eh. Zero corruption. Is it worth reviewing or considering, Mr. President?
Definitely, Mr. President, the Secretary said they will study it, and even this representation as Chairman of the Committee on Energy, I have mentioned to His Honor that we are very happy to study that measure. It sounds like a very positive measure that would really benefit the Filipinos. Thank you.
So, salamat po. Ang totoo niyan, meron po kaming panukalang batas tungkol dyan, Mr. President. Sana po pagka ito ay atin ang pinag-uusapan ay maging daan lang para sa ganon ay mapuntahan naman natin yon. Baka sakaling ito po yung hinahanap nating isa sa milagro na ginamit po ng China, Mr. President. Kasi po sa ngayon, napakahirap po talaga. Yun lang pong paghingi ng nagkataon po kasi na ang dami pong binaha. Isa po ako sa talagang gusto rin makatulong sa constituents natin kaya napilitan po akong lumapit sa Department of Social Welfare and Development kasi mabilisan po yun. Napakahirap naman po sapagkat marami ring pumipila. Yung ibang nakuha po namin, ang sabi nila, bakit ka ako parang ang tagal natin? Kasi po, binebet pa po namin. Iba po kasi nagko-complain, yung mga tuna products po, may parang iba, bulok na po kasi. Sino po ba yung nagbe-bet nun? Pati nga po yun eh, yung pagre-repack lang. Isipin po natin, napakalaking organization ang kakailanganin nyo. Bibili kayo, magpo-procure kayo, i-repack natin. Doon pa lang sa pagre-repack po, ilang milyon po, ilang bilyon po ang ating gagastusin dyan. Samantalang kung diretso na po yung 2,500 sa household, siya na po ang bibili ng pangangailangan niya. Kung ilang pirasong sardinas ang gusto niyang bilhin, nasa kanya na yun. Doon siya bibili ng gamot. Eh yung pong nakuha ko pong, ayaw ko na pong kunin dahil nung makita ko po yung non-food items po, lalo na po yung pasensya na po, yung mga undergarments po, underwear. May nakita po ako, sabi ko, paano ko ibibigay ito? Napakalaki. Sa size po ng Pilipino, palagay ko po, wala pong makapagsusuot nun eh. Siguro po kung yung mga wrestler po, pwedeng isuot po nila yung, iba po naman napakasikip. Yung iba naman po napakanipis. So sino po ba yung, so ito lamang po eh. Ayoko na pong bumati o bumase sa ganitong mga pagtatanong. Pero doon pa lang po malaking problema na eh. Yung procurement lang po, intervention lang po ito eh. para bumili ka, i-repack mo at ipamigay mo, ilagay mo po sa mga bodega. Ang dami pong organization, ang daming effort, ang daming man hours, ilang pong tao ang gaganap nito. Kaya po siguro hindi nagiging masyadong effective kahit na napakaganda po ng programa. So salamat po Mr. President. Naihayag ko po yung maaring alternative na pwede nating gawin. Salamat Secretary Rex sa pagtulong mo sa ating mga kababayan kahit na mahirap, talagang ginagampanan mo pa rin ang tungkulin mo hanggang ngayon. Maraming salamat po Madam Chair and Mr. President.
Thank you to the Senator from Tarlac for your questions and concerns.
Yes, I believe next to interpellate is Senator Bongo.
Mr. President, good sponsor and to the DSWD led by Secretary Rex Gatchalian. Magandang hapon, gabi na po sa inyong lahat. Mr. President, taon-taon nananawagan tayo sa DSWD na wag pong pahirapan ang mga mahirap nating kababayan. Yan naman po ang mandato ng DSWD na yan po ang ahensya na dapat na tumulong talaga sa mga nangangailangan. Ang tunay na pagmamalasakit, walang pinipili, walang pinapaboran at walang halong politika. Recently, a bill was sponsored here in the Senate to eliminate discrimination in the provision of medical and financial assistance. Ayaw nating mahaluan ng politika ang pagbibigay ng ayuda. Sabi nga nung bago mag-eleksyon, bumabaha ng ayuda pero ngayong tapos na po eleksyon at sunod-sunod na po ang kalamidad, parang bumabagal po ang pagbibigay ng ayuda. May we know from the good sponsor how sure is the DSWD na hindi nagagamit po sa politika ang programang inyong ini-implementar?
Actually, Mr. President, tuloy-tuloy naman po ang deliver ng services according to the Secretary. In fact, yung utilization nila is almost 100% and they're already asking for additional funding because nga dahil sa mga sunod-sunod na nangyari, marami talagang nangangailangan.
Salamat. Full support naman tayo sa DSWD ever since even during the previous administration. Talagang nakatutok tayo dito sa DSWD. Malaking tulong po ito lalong-lalo na sa mga walang-wala nating mga kababayan. At ayoko na pong habaan since medyo mahaba na po yung araw ng ating sponsor. Ito pong AIX program was established in 2014 with the noble intention of providing immediate and necessary support to those affected by calamities and sudden hardships. Financial assistance po ito para sa Pilipinong in crisis. Klaro naman po, assistance to individuals in crisis situations. Pahingi na lang po ako ng kopya, no? How much was already utilized, kung 100% na po ang na-utilize nyo. Can the DSWD submit a written report on the utilization of AIX? Nagagamit pa rin ba ngayon ang AKAP sa pagbibigay ng ayuda sa mga nasalanta ng kalamidad? How much is still unutilized? At meron pa bang educational assistance ang DSWD? Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ba ito hanggang 2026? Ano bang kaibahan nito sa scholarship programs ng DepEd at ng CHED? At napansin ko sa sobrang daming naghihingi ng assistance, sobrang haba ng pila, ang claimant may pila ng ilang oras para makakuha ng assistance. Meron bang action ng DSWD para mabawasan ang sobrang haba ng pila?
Yes. Mr. President, for AIX, 98% na as of now yung utilization. That's why they're asking for additional funding. Si AKAP is at 81%, but it's basically, according to the Secretary, ano na yan, committed na and wala nang bagong additional funding for that. Regarding the educational component, As I mentioned in one of the interpellations earlier, I gave an example of the tertiary education subsidy of CHED, where it used to be 60,000 for private schools and 30,000 for public schools. Binabaan po to. So ang dami nagda-drop out. Kaya yung sa DSWD, kung akong tatanungin nyo, ang dami niya pa talagang kailangan saluhin. It may not be direct tuition assistance, but it is for all the other expenses that a student entails, no, yung transportation niya, kung may dormitory siya, food siya, etc. And like I said, even though may similar na programs na ganun ang CHED, I can tell you now na having handled the budget of CHED, I know na kulang pa ho yun.
So ibig sabihin almost 100% na po ang utilization ng AX sa ngayon. So ubos na yung pondo ng DSWD.
Yes, humingi na sila ng augmentation.
So wala nang, as of this date, tigil na po ang tulong?
Hindi, ano na, kumbaga committed na, may mga areas na yan na ilalabas. Kasi nga, syempre yung supply naman, hindi naman yan lahat nandyan sa kanila. So naka-program na po. I think that's a better explanation.
Okay.
Pero tuloy-tuloy.
Pwede ho bang makahingi ng written report sa utilization ng AX dito sa committee, kahit na lang mapasa lang po sa committee, monthly utilization, list of beneficiaries by region?
Yes, they will provide, Mr. President.
Can we have a copy of the list po by region?
Yes.
And the list of beneficiaries,
Yes, Mr. President.
including yung mga pangalan, pwede masubmit nila sa committee?
Mga pangalan? Gaano ka volume yun, mga pangalan daw? Yan. Hindi po tayo sure kung yung names pwede ibigay because of the Data
Bakit po?
Privacy Act. Check nga nila. Sabi ko kaya nga sagot ko, hindi tayo sure kung maibibigay. They will check if
Okay,
they
cite
can
na lang po yung
release.
reason kung hindi pwede
Yes, definitely.
ilagay. Nung nakaraang mga taon na naglabasan po ang issue patungkol sa pagkaltas sa ayuda sa natatanggap ng mga benepisyaryo, may mga ilang reports po. Anong ginagawa ng DSWD? Just recently, meron po akong balitaan sa Iloilo na kanila ayuda from 10,000 naging 1,000 to 2,000. Totoo ba ito? Can the DSWD enumerate and spread into the record how many incidents were investigated by the DSWD at ano hong nangyari na po sa investigasyon? Totoo ba ito or baka intriga lang?
No, actually, Mr. President, the DSWD takes these news and allegations very seriously. They are investigating right now, and the Secretary said he will personally file the case if they are determined to be guilty, Mr. President.
I am very supportive of the AX program. In fact, I also filed a bill, Senate Bill 676, to ensure that the AX program would be implemented properly and that the qualified beneficiaries would receive their assistance promptly and without delay. So pakiusap ko lang po muli, for the end time, for many years po pinapaalala natin sa DSWD, hindi lang po bilang isang senador at noon pa po nagtatrabaho rin po sa Executive Department. At bigyan niyo po ng prioridad talaga yung mga mahirap. Huwag pong magamit po ito sa politika, lalong-lalo na po sa mga biktima ng kalamidad. Minsan napapansin natin na medyo matagal yung response sa kanila, kaya kahit saan na lang sila nananawagan, ako mismo pinupuntahan ko yung mga areas ng disaster areas na tinamaan ng bagyo. Sana po mabigyan po ito ng prioridad. Ito naman pong sa another program. In 2024, the DBM released 16.9 billion to the DSWD under the Strengthening Assistance for Government Infrastructure and Social Program or SAGIP program. Saan po na programa ito ginamit? Yung inirelease po sa DSWD, what is the status of the utilization of this? Nagkulang ba ang pondo noong 2024? Kaya nag-request sila sa DBM. At ito na rin ho ba ang ni-request nyo for this year? Since sabi nyo, as of this date, November, ubos na ho yung pondo ninyo.
Question is kung dito, saan galing ang funding na nire-request?
Yung 2024, nag-release po ang DBM ng 16.9 to the DSWD under the SAGIP program.
Yes, yes.
Am I correct?
5 billion was used for AIX.
Hindi 16.9.
Hindi po 16, 5.
Kindly correct me if I'm wrong. Anong amount po na release noong 2024?
The one I have is 5.
Ano nakalagay DSWD?
Ang nasa record nga po, sir, is 5. 5B, Mr. President.
For AIX.
Yes.
But for the DSWD department, magkano na release? From program
Yun nga, 5.
2024.
Oh, ang alam lang nila is 5B. So double checking on the figures, but pareho kami sa record namin na galing din naman sa kanila 5 billion.
Paki-check na lang po kung hindi ba 16.9 billion ang na-release under the
Ito,
program
6.9
funds, no? Or SAGIP program ng
The note I
Executive
have is
Department.
regarding the 6.9.
Paki-double check na lang po. At saan po ito napunta? At yung utilization rate po nito.
Ano yung last question nyo?
Saan po ito napunta at ang utilization nito? Kung 16.5 yun
Hindi
or 5?
nga po 5 billion sa AIX.
Sa DSWD.
As of October 31, 70% ang utilization rate.
Saan ang record yan? Sino nagsabi niya? Sino nagsabi? 2024. Paki-double check na lang po kasi dito sa record 16.9 ang na-release sa DSWD, not limited to AIX program.
Yes, they're checking, Mr. President. Can we proceed and then
Okay.
we'll
Sige po.
give you an answer.
Pahingin na
if
lang
may
po ng
mabuo.
written report. Sa contract of service ng personnel po ng DSWD, as of June 2025, the DSWD has 17,586 contract of service personnel. 50% na po ang halos 50% ng manpower complement ng DSWD ay contract of service. Ano bang plano ng DSWD sa kanila? May pag-asa ba ito maging plantilla o hanggang doon na lang po?
Yes, Mr. President, we also entertained a similar query earlier. There are 5,000 positions that will be regularized. That is already ongoing, Mr. President. DBM has already given them those positions.
Itong social pension for senior citizens, itong pinasa nating Batas Republic Act 11916, which I also co-authored and co-sponsored here in the Senate, tinaasan po from 500 to 1,000 yung kanilang social pension na matatanggap at meron pong nasa waitlist nito na about 400 ilan yan? Almost 1 million, no, yung mga senior citizens. I support the inclusion of additional 8 billion to service those who are waitlisted. But hindi ba ito kulang kasi pagkaalam ko 12 billion po ang kailangan mabigyan ng social pension para ma-cover po itong nasa waitlist, Mr. President.
Mr. President, His Honor is correct. There is 8.2 billion which this subcommittee had recommended to the Finance Committee, and the Finance Committee also carried that amount. That will cover 663,000 eligible senior citizens. This was based on the original request of the SWD. There is still a number of unfunded, but due to limited fiscal space, we started with that initial recommendation. We can still make those recommendations for the committee amendments, Mr. President, if the body will support. But yeah, that is what we've been able to do for now.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Ano ba naman yung halagang additional 500 pesos po sa mga lolo't lola natin? Minsan nagtatanong sila bakit hindi pa nila natatanggap yung kanilang social pension. Di naman nila maintindihan ng iba na nasa waitlist po sila ng listahan ng social pension. Baka po pwede natin ito mabigyan ng prioridad. Ito naman po sa solo parents under Republic Act 11861 or the Expanded Solo Parents Act, which I'm also one of the authors and co-sponsors, a comprehensive package of social protection services for solo parents and their families shall be developed by the DSWD. Ano na hong ginagawa ng DSWD pagdating sa suporta para sa ating mga solo parents at may specific budget ba na nakalaan para sa ating mga solo parents?
Mr. President, for the year 2025, 60,000 solo parents have been assisted by the SWD, and the assistance are as follows: referral for livelihood assistance, financial assistance, referral to LGUs when they have some queries about the LGU services. So that is a total of 60,060 solo parents, Mr. President.
Salamat po. At another, no, itong sa Malasakit Centers Act, Republic Act 11463, the DSWD, the DOH, PCSO, and PhilHealth shall have representatives in Malasakit Centers. I commend the DSWD for sending representatives to almost all Malasakit Centers. The Malasakit Centers law provides that the DSWD financial assistance based on existing AIX guidelines shall be available in Malasakit Centers. Kahit wala pa po yung revision ng JAW, gusto ko lang po malaman kung tuloy-tuloy ho ba yung tulong ninyo sa kanila. Malaking tulong po itong aside from medical assistance na dadagdag ninyo sa inyong mga offices, yung pamasahe po, baka pwede nyong tingnan ng mabuti. Ang hirap po sila sa pamasahe. Malaking bagay po yun na matulungan sila mismo doon sa mga Malasakit Centers. Na hindi na nila kailangan pumunta sa inyong mga regional offices or provincial offices. Baka pwedeng mabigay na yung pamasahe. Malaking bagay po yun. May pang hapunan na sila o pang pamasahe para makauwi po.
Yes, Mr. President, they're giving all the support they can, including, as His Honor said, yung pamasahe.
Salamat. Pahingi na lang rin po tayo ng updates tungkol dito sa kanilang implementation at support sa Malasakit Centers. Lastly, Mr. President, Republic Act 12309 or the Free Funeral Services Act was enacted into law last month. Under the new law, the government will cover funeral expenses for families classified as indigent or in crisis, including those affected by disasters or emergencies. Funeral establishments granting free services to poor beneficiaries shall be paid the cost of the services by any regional office or the DSWD upon the approval of the regional director. The DSWD will also determine eligibility and oversee the program. Paano na ho ba ang pag-implementation ng DSWD dito sa bagong batas na ito? Is there a budget to implement this law for next year?
Mr. President, as we speak, the rules are being formulated. They have until January to finalize it. May budget naman po sila kasi pwede naman nilang kunin yan sa existing AIX na budget for burial assistance. Meron na kasi dun so it's the same. They can use that budget, Mr. President.
Salamat po. At yun lang po, no, Mr. President. Maraming salamat sa ating sponsor, si Senator Pia Cayetano, and of course, sa empleyado ng ating DSWD headed by Secretary Rex Gatchalian. Ilan po ang pakiusap ko, sana bukas po parati ang inyong opisina. Kahit na sabi niyong wala na kayong pondo ngayon sa AIX, nagre-request pa kayo ng karagdagang augmentation. Pero importante rito, meron silang matatakbuhan at wala pong magutom na mga kababayan natin. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Bongo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Senator Bongo.
Majority Leader.
We're done.
Mr. President, thank you very much to our distinguished colleague, Senator Bongo. Mr. President, no other member wishes to interpolate the budget of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. I move that their budget be deemed submitted. I so move, Mr. President.
There's a motion by the majority leader to close the period of interpellation and to deem submitted the budget of the Department of Social Welfare and Development and its attached agencies.
Including
there-
the NCIP? Including the NCIP, Mr. President.
Yes, including the NCIP. Is there objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Congratulations to the DSWD and NCIP. May I ask for a minute suspension?
Session suspended.